Actually, I'm live from my house, and Fayaz, yeah, is live from his. Uh, yeah, we're social distancing, trying to behave, trying to do the proper thing. So we thought we'd come to you guys today and talk a little bit about the UFC 249, what's going on in the Tony Ferguson Khabib fight, which is not happening now, or we don't know what's happening now, or up in the air now, or which one is it?
I'm
Hello.
back. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. I had technical difficulty, man. So it looks like that the fight could have been on, but Khabib doesn't want to fly home. Now, I don't know this for sure, but what it's looking like to me is that it looks like, about a week ago or so, he flew to Abu Dhabi. His reasoning is he was told that the fight wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to be in the United States. So he just decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and go. Then when he got there, he found out they were closing their borders. So then he went to Dagestan. And then he found out, well, now I can't fly out of Dagestan, okay? Then I'm finding out now that Conor can fly. Well, if Conor can fly, Ireland's letting him fly. Why wouldn't Russia let Khabib fly? And then I found out that Russia will allow private flights. So what is it? Is it... And now Khabib's saying, well, I'm going to stay in quarantine. That's the safest thing. Man, it kind of sounds to me like he doesn't want to fight Tony Ferguson. I mean, I respect the guy. I love him. I love what he can do. Dude 28-0. Man, he's a savage. But every time it comes up to fight Tony, something goes wrong, right? Now, the second time Tony got hurt. The first time, Khabib didn't make weight. So I'm just trying to figure out, he knew what was going on. Why would you be training in the States and all of a sudden just leave? A few weeks before the fight, why would you do that? Because it's some hearsay? That doesn't make any sense.
That too, and a lot of times, they think all this stuff's going to be called off. And even though a lot of places are doing the there's nobody in the building, professional wrestling, UFC, boxing's not doing it though. I mean, but the UFC and professional wrestling are doing where there's empty arenas, but they're still doing the fights for the people because they're still finding a way to make money and get people to watch.
Right. So it's not even really about the fans at this point. I'm just trying to figure out if Khabib actually wants to fight Tony Ferguson. That's what it's coming down to for me. Does he want to fight Tony Ferguson, right? Tony Ferguson is a killer, man. I mean, the guy can fight on the ground. He can fight standing up. He's the only guy who probably has the mental fortitude to deal with that type of pressure because he's a pressure fighter too. And really the only guy I've ever seen get Khabib kind of riled up at a press conference face-off. So, are emotions flaring? Is Khabib kind of worried about Ferguson?
No, he could be. I mean,
that's my take on it.
A lot of people seem to think that, when a guy's his record's at a certain level or whatnot, that there's no worry about every fighter. But you should have to worry about anybody that you fight because everybody's got a puncher's chance. I mean, everybody's got a chance,
sure.
and you never know when one mistake can lead to a lot of different. And Tony, I think his thing is that he's so good at what he does, but he'll fight no matter what, and he'll fight anybody. And that they put in front of him, and he doesn't care. He just wants to fight. But he's usually prepared. He's not like one of those people that comes out and he's not prepared to fight. He's always prepared to fight. Yeah, the guy
doesn't take time off, And, yeah, for sure. That's a guy who probably trains all the time, whenever he can. He's not just, he's not I don't see that guy never train, taking a day off, whatever it may be. So it's so really for me it's does Khabib feel like he's not prepared enough and now he's stalling it out so he doesn't have to fight. So now on the chance that Ferguson fights somebody else and loses some ridiculous decision, because let's face it, you're going to have to murder Tony Ferguson to beat him. Okay?
That's true.
And if he fights somebody like McGregor, what's that?
I said that's true.
All right. Okay. So if he fights someone like McGregor, which I think he can beat Conor, right? But if he loses some wacky split decision, just stupid, with the judging it's been lately, if he loses some stupid decision, well, now he doesn't have to fight Tony anymore, right?
Mm-hmm. He has to fight
Tony
McGregor
gets screwed again. And I'm tired of Ferguson getting screwed over, man. That guy should have gotten a title shot 3-4 fights ago. You know what I mean?
No, probably longer than that.
It's kind of ridiculous.
He's probably deserved one a lot longer than that.
I mean, the guy's won 12 in a row. 12 in a row, dude. 12 in a row, man. I mean, when you got guys winning 4 and 5 in a row, getting title shots. He wins 12 in a row. It took him this long to make that fight, and we finally make the fight, and Khabib's nowhere to be found. Come on, dude. I get the whole COVID thing. I get it, but he was in the United States. They were in the same place, right? If they were going to make this happen, if they could make it happen with another fighter, they could have made it happen with him, is all I'm saying.
No, I agree with you. They could have made it happen with anybody else, but hopefully with this bringing Conor in, that there's still a fight on, and it gives us something to watch. We're going to be sitting at home anyway. It gives us something to be a part of. And I mean, I'd rather see at least somebody in there, either Khabib or Conor against Ferguson, than some no-name dude that, we don't know who he is. He just got in there, now he's throwing a fight, or he's kind of a name, but he's not big enough. He shouldn't be fighting Tony right now. Tony should be fighting guys who make a little more money.
So to me, it's a little... Yeah, I get it, man. But that was the fight, That was the fight. It got made. That was the one. So, bringing Conor in, much respect to Conor McGregor, but I think Tony beats him, dude. I just think that's just the grind of a fight, man. Like I just think he beats him, and if somehow Conor edges out a decision, well, Tony's just going to get screwed again. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
No, I understand.
They're going to make him start all over again. I don't understand why it's taken him this long to even get the respect that he deserves. That dude is an animal. Every time he goes in, he shows up to fight. He's a savage, man. And I just don't get it. And, that's my whole thing on it. But, yeah, absolutely, I'm excited. I still want to see a fight, if it's able to be made. But, if not, more power to it. Then when it all blows over, maybe we'll still get to see the fight that, as a fan, we originally wanted to see.
Yeah, well, it's only a few weeks away. And like they said, they had to get Conor here first and get him tested, because some of those other countries are still behind with the COVID testing. We're actually quite a bit ahead, and that's when people say, oh, there's some... Yes, but we're catching it ahead of time. So that's why, because we have more test kits here and things going on. More people are being tested to catch it at an earlier stage than those that aren't. But at least they're testing them before they're saying, let's go ahead and... they're making their whole crew and everybody who's going to be with them have to be tested as well before they're allowed to come into the area as well. And I mean, it's skeleton crew around there too. Very minimal people, working. Very minimal people get allowed to be with them.
I think, they can only have like 10 people in the room or something like that. Yeah. So I guess you can only have so many press, only so many corner guys, you know. So I mean, if they can make it happen, somebody's willing to do that, then we should do the fight, man. But for him to fly to Abu Dhabi, I mean, it's not like he didn't know, right? They're already starting to talk about travel sanctions. It's not like he didn't know. That's all I'm saying.
No, and I agree with you.
That's kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird to me, man. That's all.
No, I understand what you're saying. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, no, Khabib doesn't back down from anybody. But we don't know that. We don't know for sure if that's how he feels. This is kind of our opinion about what we think and how we feel about the situation. And from stuff that we read, why all of a sudden did he decide to leave? He'd been training here.
Right. He trained for 5 weeks over here, according to what he said, and then the only reason he's not wanting to fight now is because he says, well, I'm doing my part as a celebrity, I'm staying on lockdown. That's all cool, man. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. All I'm saying is then why did you fly home? You were already here and already training. It's not like You know, you weren't worried about it a week ago. That's all I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
So there's something else to that, and I just think it's weird. That's all I'm saying.
No, I completely agree with you.
That's my take on it.
I think, but at least Tony Ferguson's sticking to his guns and still wants to fight somebody. And it's nice that Conor McGregor stepped up.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, at least we have something to watch. I mean, as fight fans, at least we have something to go, hey, well, at least I got a fight to watch. Something that may, instead of just any fight. Because sometimes me and you will watch a lot of fights, people we don't know. But the average person, the average person isn't going to watch that stuff. They always want name people, and Conor's going to help bring some notoriety to this fight. I mean, for those of us who know Tony Ferguson, already know about him, yeah, we want to see him fight anybody, right? But at the same time, adding that little bit of star power with Conor McGregor helps that fight card out.
Yeah. Definitely. No, I agree. I agree with you. You know, I get that. I agree with that point of it. And, you know, if they're bringing Conor in, then, you know, I hope Tony gets paid, man. I do. I hope he gets paid. Hope he gets paid because, once again, he's going to miss out on his title fight that he's deserved for so long. You know, I mean, you know, he's like an unwritten champ to me, man. But, you know, here and there, like you said, we'll get to see a fight, hopefully, regardless, and maybe it'll take our mind off of some of this crazy stuff that's going on right now.
Well, I completely understand. Right now, we're trying to do our best to keep stuff afloat. You know that as much that we're martial artists. My karate school is closed. I mean, we're doing online stuff and trying to help out the students, but right now we can't do anything. We're not rolling. We're not sparring. Right. We're not. You know, I'm still working out on bags.
Roll, I can't spar.
I'm doing forms just because forms and patterns help me keep up. Without him, I ain't got nothing else to do. There's only so long you can hit so many bags and stuff, and shadow box. You know, after a while, you're like, and that's kind of what katas are, or patterns, forms, just a way to get some of that energy out when you're like, I gotta do something.
Yeah, man. I'm doing like circuit weight training, and I'm doing like, you know, I'm doing like solo jiu-jitsu drills, and I'm shadow boxing and punching and kicking the air. But you know, after a while, it's not the same. No,
it's not the same. You miss that.
It's crazy, man. It's like you miss that contact. You know what I mean? You miss that contact sometimes, man. It's kind of a wild situation, man. But you know, I don't want my body to not you know not feel it.
But we gotta realize that right now we got to do what we can to help everything stay safe. So what do you think of the rest of this card that's going on that 249? What's the rest of this card stack up to?
I think the card's going to be awesome. I mean, you know, even the last card we watched, you know, was really good. They've been putting on some good fights here lately, man. And I don't know if you caught the Oliveira Kevin Lee fight, but dude, that thing was ridiculous. And that fight, those fights, top to bottom, were all good. And when they put a card together like this, when you have when it was supposed to be Tony and Khabib, right? All the other fights are still going to be there. It's just going to be, all the fights are going to be phenomenal. And then it's going to lead up to that big one at the end. So, man, I think all the other fights stack up. And there's going to be a lot of people that people don't know. So I'm going to tell you guys, as fans, watch all the fights. I still know some people that treat it like old school boxing cards, right? They only show up and watch the main event or maybe the co-main event and the main event. Man, the cool thing about the UFC or, Bellator, whatever we're watching, right, is you can watch all the fights. And probably out of 8 or 9 fights, there might be 2 bad ones, right? Mm-hmm. And the rest of them might be good. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I can agree with that. Also, you get to watch some up-and-comers because all of a sudden they're there and you're like, how come I never heard of them? Because you didn't stay to watch the other fights. You just waited till they were popular. You have to watch them because as you watch some of these guys build and some of the stuff they do, you're like, wow, man, I remember that kid when I first saw him or that lady when I first saw her pop up into this division, or I remember that guy. Those things like that. Yeah. And then when you remember them like that, it really helps out And also, you got to support what's going on right now. We're all stuck inside. We can't go nowhere. We're not shooting videos together. We're trying to do the right thing here. It sucks for us, too, because we feel like our chemistry is together when we're working. But that's why we're here doing it for whatever we can for the people that are out watching our stuff. But you got to support those fighters.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. You get... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's how they get paid, right? I mean, if there's no card, there's no money for those guys. So, Khabib made a good point there. You know, I support it. If they want to go on without me, I'm okay with it, right? Fighters don't get paid, right, if they don't fight. And, you know, let's face it, right? Everybody that was on that card, right, wanted to make a paycheck that night. So, if they can keep it going, then, you know, it helps the fighters out for sure.
So
because you know they're still finding ways to train.
Yeah, I mean, and they have to do what they have to do. I mean, you know, guys got to get tested. Guys got to do whatever they're supposed to. But they still got to make a paycheck. They still got to feed their families like all of us do. We still got to take care of whatever we have. It's not, you know, the world's not going to keep letting us go for free forever. It's going to, sooner or later, I mean,
right.
A lot of us are, you know, we have what we have coming in, and that's what we do. So we got to support those guys too, because they helped out with our entertainment and things that we like to watch and be a part of. But there's got to be something out there for them. So guys, go out, watch the fight, support these fighters, because if we don't support them, the industry's not there anymore, and all of us are falling into that.
Yeah.
So
that's right. I mean, you know, get out there and actually watch them, and you know, just you know, and I tell people this all the time, man. Watch the entire card, right? If you can, watch the prelims too, man. The prelims is, man, that's where all the crazy fights happen, man. The crazy fights happen on the prelims because all those guys are trying to get to the main card, right? Right. So when we're watching the prelims, how many times have we watched prelims and going, oh my god, and just, you know, how many jumped out of our seats, whatever it may be. Man, because that's those guys are really pushing to get to that main card, to be that main event spot one day, and they're always putting on it.
And that's true. And if you're a real fight,
you know, are there bad matchups? It's true, but you know, hey, it is what it is. That happens.
Yeah, but if you're a true fight fan, you want to see what's going to happen. You want to see what's coming up, so it's easier to watch as you get down. You're like I said before, you're excited about seeing that fighter as they come up.
Well, the coolest thing to me is watching these guys, watching, like you're saying, watching them come up. But man, then after that, every time you see them fight, man, they have a new trick in their arsenal. You know what I mean? There's something new, and you know, and you can see it, that there's something new they learn, and you can watch them progress. You know, whether they rise or they fall or they stay even keel. You know, but you can catch a lot of the exciting guys. You know, if you take the time to watch all the fights. Not just the main event.
Yeah, I completely understand. So, this is a little bit just what we want to talk about. A little bit of UFC 249 coming up. So, if you have any comments you want to make, put them in the comment box down below. We will be sure to answer them.
Bring it.
You can also check us out on our Instagram, our Twitter account, Facebook. Hit us up, give us a thumbs up, like us, and we'll have more content out. And hopefully we'll see you soon. And don't forget to subscribe. Anything you got to say?
That's right. Subscribe. Hit like. Let us know. Let us know how much you love us, right? Because we know that you know, we're out there trying to give you the love. All we're asking is for a little love back. If there's anything you want us to talk about, anything you want us to bring up. You know, if you're a fighter and you know you want us to, you know, show everybody you, we'd love to do that too, man. We're all about local guys, like we were just talking about, the up and comers, man. You know, we love that stuff too. So
all right, well, I'm Lee.
That's all I got. I'm Fayaz.
We'll check you later.